going live. For all the people that have joined us, thank you. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, we are live. So, hi, everybody. I am Blake Cabot. I am the owner of FacePaintcom, and I have brought talent all the way from the UK, Simona Rad, who is in the UK, and in Canterbury.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be doing unicorns today, which is very exciting. You can never have enough unicorns, and she is going to. This is going to be like jazz. She's just going to do it, and we're just going to watch. We have no idea what she's going to do. She has no idea what she's going to do. It's going to be great. Anyway, with that, take it away.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm a bit nervous, but not too much, I hope, as it's my first live. And today I'm going to show you a few unicorns. Two of the designs I slightly know where I'm going to, as I want to present two techniques that I like to use. And after that, I'm just gonna play around. I don't know, like I usually do on the job, and I'm inventing new designs. Maybe I'm gonna do a St. Patrick's Day one. I think that will be fun. Should I present the brushes and paints that I'm using, or should I just say as I go?
Say as you go.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'm gonna start first.
Hey, Kathy. I'm sorry. I'm going to call out various names because I recognize some of the people.
I'm going to start applying some base color here and here. As you probably know, I tend to do my unicorns in the middle. So I'm using a petal pink sponge. These are my favorite. I'm loading it a bit with white first. Like that. And then I'm having this rainbow cake, but I'm not using the full of it, just this part with the blues. And what I want to say, the white that I'm using is this one, clown white. You probably know about it. What I like about it is really soft and it blends nicely around the eyes. So.
But isn't that grease makeup?
Is it? I don't know.
It is.
But it was recommended to me, and I tried it, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
And since then, I'm using it, but just for this purpose.
Hi, Maria. Hi, Terry. Hi, Zuri.
And before it's dried, I'm just applying some glitter. I don't know if you can see it, but.
Okay, let me zoom in on that one.
Or should I?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Oh, wrong one. Somehow I pinned the wrong one.
Good. So the first unicorn that I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna use a small filbert brush. This one is from Mask World, but it doesn't really matter the brand, honestly. And I'm gonna load it with white. Can you see?
Yeah, we can see it fine.
So I'm starting with the head, and I'm doing the ears, then the body. and the head, and it comes this way. I'm not worrying too much about this area, as I'm gonna come with the liner and I'm gonna define it better. And of course the horn. And I'm trying to blend it a bit here.
Hello, Alicia.
Okay, so now I have the unicorn's head and a bit of the neck and the background. What I'm doing next is the mane, and I'm gonna do the rainbow one. As you know, in UK, we are not covered for neons. So on the job, I need to use paints that are not neon. And when I'm doing rainbows, I don't like to use the normal split with all colors in it, because it just tends to go into each other and end up in a grayish color, and I hate that. So what I'm using is flat brushes, but they are smaller. I think this one is it's a 16, but it's half an inch, I think, and this one is even smaller. I'm using the smaller one first, and I'm loading it with yellow, orange, and red. Because I'm using these three colors, there is nothing that can go wrong with them. There is no complementary color, so it's all nice. And I'm doing this bit first. What I'm doing next is I'm trying to work around it. This bit, and I'm trying to go a bit further from the body with the second half of it. As you see, this one is right next to it, and here I left a bit of space. And then I'm rotating the brush, and I have now the red downside, and I'm going up with it, and I'm trying to surround that blue. And you can add some more glitter to it, because glitter is never enough, someone said.
It's true. You also can't get rid of it once you got it.
Wow. Okay, and now I have the other split. This one is homemade, by the way. And I'm using the yellow, blue, and purple this time. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna connect the two yellows. The second one is having a colder tone to it. It's more towards green than the other one. And what I'm doing is I'm completing this part of the rainbow, like that. And then I'm flipping the brush, and I'm trying to work around this, like that. And you can see how nice the colors are. I don't know, should I?
Sure, if you want to.
Is it better?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see it. Yeah, sure. But
yeah,
yeah, it was just it's a little washed out just because of the lighting, but we understand.
Yeah. And then what I'm doing is picking up a round brush. Doesn't really matter the size. I'm gonna take a number 3 from the face painting shop.
Where did you get the glitter poofer? Somebody asked.
This one, it was a gift, but I know for sure the face painting shop has it. I've seen recently some smaller ones, and they are the simple spray bit without this. But I'm not sure where those are from. But I'm gonna have a look, and I can maybe put a link on the comments.
Oh, and someone said Amazon has the glitter pourer as well.
Okay, yeah,
Glitter poofer.
probably.
Sorry, glitter poofer.
Yeah, it's a poofer. I'm using now some green, and because here I'm gonna have the eye. And what I like to do is take a, you can't even see that. No.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're right. You can barely see the eye because it's yellow on a white background.
It might focus from the phone.
Maybe.
No, it doesn't. Is it better when I'm using darker color?
Yeah, I can sort of see it. I mean, but it's really small. I you know, there's only so much you can zoom in on that. It's a small feature.
Okay. And now that I'm having everything I want to have on it, I'm gonna take a black. I'm using the same brush, the number 3. And let me know if you can't see. I'm outlining it.
Yeah, it's hard to do that, Amy. Amy wanted to turn the phone so it's horizontal. I don't think we can do that. I think it's that's more dangerous than not.
Is it good now?
Yeah. Your Gita from Norway is watching.
Hello. And
Now, how long would this take you in real life if you were in a with a line of kids face painting? Everybody generally asks that question.
Around 8 to 10 minutes. If I'm in a rush, actually this is kind of a design that I'm doing even if I'm rushing. But I need to say that I'm never having lines that that require a 3 minutes design. I'm trying to avoid those kind of events, and I'm just refusing them, or I'm making the customer to let me have a longer time. And it's a win-win situation.
Yep, makes sense.
I'm earning more money, and the kids are having better designs. Okay, so now having everything outlined, I'm taking a white to do the highlight. Probably some of us are doing the highlights first, but if I'm doing the highlights first, I forgot one line. Then I need to take the brush with the white again to do that bit in the eye, and that's time consuming. So instead, I'm just doing the black outline first, and then I'm doing the white bit.
Mm-hmm. Maria says you're a Picasso painting unicorns.
Thank you. Like that. And if you're again in a rush, you can just leave it like that. If it's a design for a birthday girl, for example, then what you can do is teardrops, like that. One here, spiral, and some more on this side.
Zura, you really have trouble with unicorns? I can't believe that. You're so great at it.
And
there's a request. I don't know if we can do this, Simona, but can we turn the camera so it's more horizontal so you can zoom in more?
I can try.
Okay.
So the other way around. Would that work? Wait a second. I think it's the only way I can do it. Is it better? Now I have a shadow in there. How about now? Is it okay now?
But that's fine. So keep going.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. And what I'm doing next.
Well, we can't have it both ways, I tell you. Hi, Elaine.
I took a smaller brush and I'm loading it with white. So what I'm trying to do is having a more contrast here around the mane. I'm trying to do it without getting in the way.
Not easy.
Yeah. Like that. I'm trying to get all the design in. And now I'm gonna load it with some magenta. And I'm gonna outline everything again. In this way, I'm bringing all the elements together.
Simona, would you feel comfortable painting that at like a birthday party? Maria sort of asked. So
yeah. This is one of my
that's one of your go-to designs? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it would take a lot of practice, Maria. I think you're right.
But I think you all know that I'm that kind of face painter that takes his time. I'm done with this one. If you have any questions about it, or I can go to the other one.
They like the double outline.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's do the next one. What kind of what's our next unicorn?
So the next one, I want to present you first a technique that I'm using. This one is a black practice board. And what I'm doing is I'm going to present the technique first, and then I'm going to apply it to a unicorn. This is a Flora large petal brush, whatever. It's the really, really fat one. And I'm going to load it with white. It's the loading process is exactly as in the double dip or triple dip, because I'm never having only 2 colors. And while I'm loading it with white, to save time, I'm spritzing twice or
Just
one.
so you know, we can't see anything right now.
Okay. Do you want me to bring the colors?
Yeah, sure.
We don't get bored. Okay. I must say these are clean now.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I have all the colors in my white and just a bit of corner left with sparkling clean white. I'm a mixer. Sorry for those who feels that's a pain. And here, oh, sorry. I have the other colors, and I'm gonna load it with pink. And then back again to some of this really dark red. Okay, so now that I have my brush loaded, what I'm doing is, instead of just doing the petal, I'm pushing down and I'm bringing up, and I'm creating, you can't see.
It's more the lighting.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important for you to see. I have no idea how to do that. Wait a sec. What if?
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, can you see how I can create sort of a one stroke, but without using a one stroke?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What's important in this one is that using a round brush or one that has a tip is so much easier to control it. Although this brush went wrong. As you can see, usually it has a really, really fine tip, but now it's not having it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to change it so you can properly see what you can do with this technique. Okay. Can you see how this can be used for unicorns?
Yeah.
As you can do something really fast, but in the same time, in the same time you are having loads of colors, and you don't even have to go back with an outline if you use a bit of black. And then you can have some highlights as well.
People are loving this.
I'm glad they do. So yeah, let's do a unicorn. Should we do what unicorn should we do? Let's see. Let's do one with a stencil as well. Not the unicorn, but the background stuff part. And I'm sorry, but I have to wipe this one.
Sure.
I'm not having the proper board.
Kathy Vergara is watching, and she has this great phrase: "Being a face painter is never having to say you're sorry."
I know there are some really, really nice boards nowadays, but I'm waiting to win the lottery to buy some.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so here I have it.
Oh, somebody asked, what type of brush were you using that on the pedal part just a second ago?
The first one or the second one? So the first time, but I wasn't happy in the end with it because the tip is supposed to be much thinner, and it's not for some reason. I don't know why. And the other one was a low Cornell #4 round brush.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so you load the brush. Somebody was asking how you loaded the brush with 3 colors.
Just I can show you it again.
Okay, sure.
Because I'm gonna use it for the unicorn.
Okay, great.
And also I'm using this a lot without even calling it a double dip technique, like for loading. As I said, I'm always having my colors all not dirty, but mixed, because I tend to not use the color clean on my brush. So let's wait. Can you see the white bit? Yeah.
Yep.
Or let's just use I'm using this, but just to have more colors in one. So I'm loading it with white.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna spritz the color just to have it moisturized.
Mm-hmm.
And after I'm loading it with white, as you can see, half of the brush, I'm dragging it towards the edge of the container, so it gets off all that excess white. And then let's say I'm using purple because I'm gonna do the unicorn's body this time. And then after I'm doing that, I'm choosing a darker color. And I can go even darker after.
Okay.
And
That's.
yeah. So now that I'm having a bit of color on my brushes tape, should I do a unicorn here, or should I do again one in the middle? What are you
Up
saying?
to you. Dealer's choice.
No preferences.
No, that doesn't seem to be. I mean, it all happens pretty fast, so just might as well go.
So I'm doing the ears first, and then I'm coming with the head and up a bit for the nostril, and down, and then down again. And here. I usually like to paint.
Oh, somebody wanted the side, but we'll do that next maybe.
Which one is the side?
Yeah,
Fine.
but it's okay.
It's a bit off. And okay, what I'm doing is, you know, I'm not a perfect person, even if it seems like my designs are never wrong or so. I always get something wrong, and I'm just correcting it as I go.
Simona, can you do what brush number is that?
This one is #4.
#4.
Yeah.
Elaine wanted to see if you could do a unicorn mask with life work around the face.
With what work?
Life work? I'm not sure what that means. With the life work around the face.
Life work.
I think she's looking for a unicorn mask. I think that's what she's looking for. Maybe you can add to that, but later on.
Okay, but just to be clear, the unicorn mask having a unicorn, or a unicorn that having that horn and ears?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, she can.
Line work. She meant not line work around the face. That's what she meant. A unicorn mask with line work around the face.
With the teardrops.
I guess so.
Yeah, I can do. I don't mind. Okay. And the horn. And let's try. I'm gonna try the same technique, but I'm using another brush. Let's hope this one is better now. I'm loading it with white, and also you can actually, let's do that. I'm preparing some white now here. It needs to be creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm washing the brush because I want to start with the darker color first. As you know, usually on double dip flowers, we are not doing that. We are always going from light to darker. But in this one, if you choose the colors properly, then you can do it. So let's see. I'm loading it with, let's try blue. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. Maybe even darker. Okay, so I have dark blue here, and then I go back a bit into the light blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going into my white, just the tip of it. And ta-da! And you can always go back because you already have that cream created there.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take time reloading the tip of it again. And because I don't like that line that I've created, because it doesn't make sense here now, I'm just going over. And for the other side, I'm gonna choose to make it bigger.
That's clever.
Yeah, and it's so much easier than with the one stroke, because you need to know like really well how to control the brush, the flat brush, while in using a round one you only need to work with the pressure. You don't have to worry about flipping it around and so on. Okay, main is done.
A lot of people are saying wow or wow, ooh, something.
Sounds good. Both of them. This time, because my unicorn's head is pinkish, it's not white anymore. I'm using white to create the eye. Let's do a elongated one now. Like that. And because I'm already with the brush here, I'm gonna do some highlights as well.
What paints are you using?
This one is Diamond Effects white, and the first blue that I used is Minty Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
The other two blues are Snow Patrol, the Shimmer Superstar, and the other one is Ink Blue Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
What else? This one is again a homemade split. So, but it's having Diamond FX, I think it's lavender or something like that, and the Magic Magenta from Fusion, and this purple is Global. I hope I answered the question. And I don't really feel the need of adding more highlights to the main, so I'm not going to spend time doing that. A bit on the horn, and again I'm taking another brush to do the eye, and I'm going to make it blue.
Everybody wants to practice their unicorn hair like you.
I can't wait to see the results.
What's the sign-in code to use this to see you on Zoom, please? I think there was a link that was just on the Facebook post. But you can see it here. We're going to post it afterwards so you can see it afterwards.
I'm loading my number 3 brush with black right now. And I'm doing the eye, but I'm not going to do the other outline because I want to do something in the background first. So I'm doing one big dot, whatever is that, in the middle, and then I'm trying to outline, but not fully outline. For example, I'm going to show you, where can I show you? Oh, actually on my hand. So if I'm having this for the eye, let me use some white. Like that. And then I'm adding the black in the middle. And for the outline, instead of going all the way around, I'm just choosing a few places to do it. This is always working better, and it's not there, and it's not bold. It's not that cartoonish. And if you slip your brush, you can really mess up the whole eye, and it's really hard to go back to a clean one. So it's better to do just bits of it. And then
Elaine loves that eye.
This is a really awkward position, so it's not my best. But... And the nose trail. Okay.
Yeah, we should, Elaine. We should do a webinar just on eyes, because that's not totally crazy.
Okay. And now let's do something. I want to choose a stencil. Let's do butterflies. I have this new one. I haven't used it yet, so I'm gonna use it now. But first, I would like to probably put on some color, so I don't have the plain skin. And when I'm doing the background color, I'm trying to make it lighter than I plan on doing the stencil, because it's always easier to make the stencil stand up. And because my board is really small, I'm gonna use a finger dabber to do the background. But in real life, you can use a sponge, normal one. Okay, it's not much, but it's there. And I'm loading the finger dabber with, I think is deep magenta. This one is a purple-ish. It's a version of magenta mixed with purple. And I'm placing this stencil.
And using a dauber for that?
Yeah. And because now I feel this board is quite dark because it has underneath the black one, I'm gonna put some white in here. As you can see, I like to mix colors. Okay, and on the other side. Yeah, let's do this. And right now I don't have really enough paint on my finger dauber. And what I like to do is just spritz a bit on it, and it might just work for what you have left to do, so you don't have to really reload it again. And then putting some more white. All right.
Nice use of butterflies.
Yeah, it's a really nice stencil now that I'm saying it. I'm taking again my brush loaded with black.
What stencil is that?
What stencil? It's an oak stencil. It's number W20.
Okay.
Looks like that. It's from the new collection.
Cool.
And if you are using the code Simona10, you get a 10% discount. But it's only if you order from US, because it's pretty expensive to order in UK from their direct website.
Okay, so let me get you a Zoom link. See if I can work. It's gonna take me a second.
I'm outlining now.
Oh, somebody asked the question of why not center the unicorn between the eyes.
Say it again.
So your unicorn right now is off center in the sense that it's not between the eyes.
Usually this design, it's supposed to be a bit higher.
Okay, so you put it on the so you put it on the middle of the forehead kind of thing?
Yeah, usually it's right here above the eye. But I placed the head wrong when I started, and I just continued with it. So basically, usually you have here the eyelid, and here probably the eye. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. And I'm barely touching the board with the tip of the brush. That's how I'm getting those fine lines. And now up for the nostril, a bit here, doing the mouth, down here, like that. And again, I'm not outlining everything. I'm skipping segments of it because it's nicer. It's not, I know, it's more elegant. You can say it. And to finish it, I'm loading my brush with white.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna add the sparkle in the eye. And probably I'm gonna outline with white as well. So one line here and a few dots here. And what you can do while you have your brush loaded with white is just a few dots here and there. Yeah. Should I outline? Let's outline it. Also with the double outline, what's important, and I was really happy when I discovered it. You don't have to go exactly near the black one. You can leave a space. It's better to have that small space in between than to go over it, because you can mess it up. Yeah. Done.
Awesome. That's great.
Good. What else you can do? You can add some chunky glitter. I'm not gonna add because I'm gonna wipe it anyway. Or do you want me to add? You don't, right?
No, it's up to you. We've got about 12 minutes left, so it's up to you.
Okay, so I can do one more unicorn.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna do the St. Patrick's Day one, and this time the body, I'm gonna do the body with the one-stroke brush, if that's all right. So you can see that version of the unicorn as well. Just gonna use a towel to wipe it clean. Okay. So what I'm using is this brush. It's the smallest flat square brush that you can find. This one is not from a face painting shop. It's just a normal painting brush. And usually you can take 2 colors. Let's use this. I'm having these colors from Craze that I recently received, so I'm gonna use it now. So usually this brush picks 2 colors, no more than that. I'm gonna use the yellow and the green.
Some of the upcoming webinars we have coming up, just to kind of let everybody know, is we have, we're going to be doing dinosaur face painting on March 18th with Kirsten Orleman. And then on March 30th, we're going to have a week break because it's spring break and I'm going to go off with my kids. Then March 30th, we will have Pam Kinnenberg doing Easter designs. So Francisca asked whether you cleaned it off with baby wipes
during the job or
no? No, just now.
Yeah, just baby wipes.
Great.
Should I do a boy unicorn?
Why not? Why not do a boy unicorn?
Okay. Usually on the face it's blended really, really nicely, but you know that struggle with the practice board. And this one, it's not a proper one either. I'm adding some more color on my brush right now. Okay, so if we are doing a boy, let's create this shape a bit.
Hi, Carla.
Not that rounded. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. I mean, we see sort of a light green around the yellow.
Okay. And because we are doing a boy unicorn, we are not going crazy about the mane, and we are not doing it really flowy. I'm gonna pick some darker greens.
Oh, Sagitha, you're on the right track. I was just going to create a code. You're so right. So let's do, well, with the word rad in there, it's just got to be, that's got to be the discount code. So we'll do a craze discount code. I'll do rad 15. I'll give you the link in a second.
And what I'm doing, I'm creating this mane that's just going up like that, and I'm leaving some spaces in between. And same for the other side. I'm trying to work around. And again,
No, you're only getting 15%. Really? You want 25? I'll compromise. I'll go 20.
Okay. This is the hair for a boy unicorn. I should have put some.
Now you're just being mean.
Paint on the background, but I haven't. Okay, I'm doing the eye really quick.
Okay, here's the link for everybody. It's rad 20 now, and there you go. $20. I went 20. Everybody
Wow.
50. God. Okay. It's interesting.
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it.
I feel like the light is hitting it
In the wrong way. I mean, the lighting's is not great. I get that, but I think we understand what you're doing.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the code is good through Friday. So for everybody that's watching.
Okay, I'm picking. Let's do a brown eye.
It reminds Susan of a Trojan horse.
Just picking some brown from here. And here. I'm gonna leave that to dry a bit. As you know, on the board it dries harder than on the skin. And in the meantime, I am going to do some Shamrock Leaves. And I'm going to use the same technique that I showed you for the mane. I'm loading it with a bit of yellow and bright green, and then darker green, like that. And I'm just doing heart Where's the third one? Like that. Or you can use a stencil if you have one. I don't.
You know, what's interesting is that you were originally a canvas painter. So this must be
Yeah.
part of what's going. I mean, why you can do this freehand. Somebody mentioned earlier that you had a very steady hand, which I guess comes with canvas painting.
It might. I don't know. But everything comes with practice. So even if you don't have the background in canvas painting, you can still have like really pretty steady hands if you practice a lot.
Right.
I'm loading it again with black. And I'm quickly doing the outline for it. Here I have one here. Here is the second one. And you can see now what play those gaps.
Somebody asked me if the 20% off is for all Craze products. Is for all Craze products. Sorry.
Okay. This brown is not yet dried, but and you can add some more lines to it. And let's outline this as well. Oops. Good. And I forgot about this horn. Okay, and again, you can outline it with white, or you can use something like that. Probably some of you already know that I think 2 weeks ago, or yeah, 2 weeks ago, I went to a job and I forgot all my brushes at home. And I used this one a lot to do the outline properly. It was a saver. And so that's like that.
Fantastic.
Good.
So that actually looks like pretty close St. Patrick's Day. If you put 4 clovers on there, it would be a St. Patrick's design.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
sorry.
clover is kind of the traditional thing in for St. Patrick's.
Okay, they were meant to be 4.
No, it's fine. You weren't trying to do that. It just happened that was you used the right colors with the green and the light green. It kind of worked out. Okay, yeah. So
you got the extra one.
Well, I know you could do more on this, and no doubt we could be here longer. But I think we really appreciate this. So thank you very much, Simona.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah, we'll have to get you to do eyes. I think that's right. I think that's the next thing. So we'll try to pick out a date for eyes, because I think Simona could do some great eyes. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. You've got the coupon code, which is RAD20. I just had to use RAD. And for any Craze product, and it's good through this Friday. And we're going to be back on doing dinosaurs next week. So I look forward to seeing you guys on March 18th. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good evening.